Hi, and welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Pastor Paul Steele from Bethlehem Church in Austin, Minnesota. The Bottom Line is our weekly summary of the previous Sunday sermon, and we are in a sermon series called Clarity, Thinking Clearly About Life's Tough Topics. And the topic we talked about on Sunday is politics. Now, politics can be a very personal issue because we all come from it from different perspectives, with a different level of importance, with different beliefs, and so it can be a very personal thing. So why should we be talking about politics in church? Well, one reason is because politics has the potential of shaping our spiritual formation, our discipleship. So anything that we spend a lot of time on and put a great deal of emphasis on has the potential of becoming a spiritual discipline. And so if we have this great emphasis on politics, if we spend a great deal of our time thinking about politics, listening to politics, watching political shows and commentary, and getting our information from talking heads on television or on YouTube, that's going to shape us. And it's going to shape our worldview, and it's going to shape how we read the Bible. It's even going to shape how we see Jesus. So we need to be very careful about the place politics has in our lives. The second reason is because politics is a reality for us. It's a reality in our world. We live in the United States of America, and we still have a voice in our political system. And so we should use it, but we should use it well. We should use it in a way that honors King Jesus. And so when it comes to this topic of politics, we need to approach it prayerfully and humbly, remembering that the bottom line is that we are to represent King Jesus in everything that we say and do. So how do we go about doing that? Well, first of all, we need to remember who we are. So Peter in 1 Peter chapter 2 talks about how we are exiles, foreigners, living in this world. And so this isn't our home. Our true citizenship isn't in the United States, it's in the kingdom of heaven. That's who we are. And what we are to do then is we are to live humble lives, submitting to the government for the Lord's sake, for Jesus' sake, to represent him well. So just like Jeremiah instructed the exiles in Babylon, we are to bless those around us. We are to do what we can to be a blessing, to love our neighbors, to make this world a better place. That's a political work as we seek to make disciples, as we build churches and communities that love one another and unite together. That's a political work, and we're making a political statement when we do that. So we submit to the lordship of Jesus, and we do what he has called us to do, make disciples. And our great political work is prayer. That's what Paul says in 1 Timothy chapter 2, is that we are to pray. And the reason that we are to pray for everyone, including and especially our leaders, is so that we can live quiet and dignified life for the purpose of making disciples, to grow God's kingdom, to expand God's kingdom, to have that flexibility, that freedom to love our neighbors, to do what God has called us to do. So when it comes to our politics, we are to remember that in everything we say and do, as Paul says in Colossians chapter 3, verse 17, we are to represent King Jesus. And so our great political work is making disciples and prayer. That's what we're called to do. And when that's the foundation of our politics, when we are working for the kingdom of God, that's going to shape the way that we see the world. And so our big idea from Sunday is this: when we engage in the political process, we do so not as citizens of this world, but citizens of God's kingdom, and in a way that honors King Jesus. We engage the political process not as citizens of this world, but as citizens of God's kingdom, and in a way that honors King Jesus. And our challenge is to ask ourselves these questions, to reflect on these. How can I engage in politics in a way that glorifies God and reflects the character of Jesus? In everything that we say and do, we are to represent King Jesus, and we're to represent him well. And that includes our political lives. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Bethlehem. And just a reminder, you can join us every Sunday morning at 10:30 here on YouTube or on Facebook, or better yet, in person here in Austin, Minnesota, next to Ellis Middle School. And if you want to join us in the work that we're doing here, there's two things you can do. You can give. You can go to our website, BethlehemChurchAustin.com, and you can follow the Give tab, and that will help us out, give us the resources we need to love our neighbor, to love our community. The second thing is you can pray. You can pray for opportunities for us to love, opportunities for us to share the gospel, opportunities for me to be bold and courageous in sharing the gospel. And remember, if there's a prayer request that you'd like me to add to my prayer list, send me a note, leave a comment, and I'd be glad to add you to my prayer list. And thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and God bless.